Okay, so we are back with another unboxing, and this is something that I got at Ollie's a few weeks back, and it's a Fortnite Downshift Glider. I thought this would be pretty cool to use with G.I. Joe action figures, and I bought this one, like I said, a few weeks back, and I figured I'll open it up, and if it works pretty well for GI Joe figures, I might buy more. But when I went back the next week, they were all gone. So I guess somebody went ahead and bought them all. They had some of like the pink unicorn ones, but I didn't think those would work as well for GI Joes as the black one. At least not without me repainting it. So we'll go ahead and have a look at the box real quick. Pretty simple. Got a picture of the glider there. It looks like it's got a nice flight stand for it, which I like that. And it looks kind of similar to in the GI Joe line, the Cobra Claw with the handlebars and everything. At least like the 25th anniversary version of the Cobra Claw, that one had the handlebars like that. The vintage one, they were just supposed to grab onto the handlebars, and the landing gear were the same thing, because that one actually had landing gear. That was less of a glider jetpack like it was usually shown as on the cartoon, and it's supposed to be more of like just I guess, a small plane that the pilot was strapped to because it didn't have a cockpit. So that one also had a drone function, but that was kind of ahead of its time, I guess. So let's go ahead and pull this out, and it's going to have this annoying Hasbro paper stuff, isn't it? Having a hard time getting out of there. I do have one more of these that I got at Walmart again a few weeks back, and this one was $8, and it comes with a figure. So I'll be doing that one sometime in the near future. And it looks like that's everything that's out of there. So let's go ahead and get this annoying paper stuff off of here. See what all we got here. So here is this is the parachute looking thing that was on there. So I've never played this game, but I think I know enough about it to know how this thing functions, and I'm guessing this is just something that drops the player in wherever they need to be. So anybody who actually plays Fortnite, you can let me know in the comments if I'm correct about that or not. And if I'm not correct about it, please feel free to let me know what the function of it is. I just don't get around to playing a lot of video games. So here's little wings that'll go on the side. A lot of this stuff seems like it's kind of self-explanatory to put together, but there's probably an instruction book in here somewhere for people who don't know or can't figure it out. So this looks like the main body of the glider, and there's the handlebars I was talking about, and some tanks. They could be fuel tanks or something like a. Maybe this is something like a. Oh, there looks like there's a little heating pad there. So maybe this is something like a hot air balloon kind of thing, where like the heat will make this rise up. Again, anybody who's actually played this game, if I'm right about it or wrong about it, either way, let me know in the comments. But yeah, it looks pretty self-explanatory how this goes together. You just kind of clip the wings on there like so. And do I have them facing the right way? Yep, looks like I got it facing the right way. And then we got the fabric part. And this is, obviously designed to resemble ropes. So it's like little cables that would be holding this on here, but they're also, they're made out of plastic and they're rigid. So they're going to hold their shape like so. So this thing is obviously supposed to look like it's unfurled. Pretty easy. Everything just kind of plugged in there. So if you get like a kid that is a fan of Fortnite, because I know a lot of kids love Fortnite, it's pretty simple for them to put together. I figure any reasonably intelligent 8-year-old ought to be able to put that together fairly easily. I mean, obviously, I didn't have a hard time with it, so it can't be that difficult, right? So let's set the glider aside for a moment, and we're gonna pull out the display stand. And this was actually the part that I was the most excited about because I kind of figured that would be a cool way to display a figure is to, put them on this glider and have them gliding down. And there we go. There's the actual base of it. And we can see that there's lots of little holes here for things to plug into, but I'm not sure what's supposed to plug in there. It looks like maybe this would fit in there, but obviously you want that to attach to the flight stand, right? This should plug in right at the bottom. But, maybe they have other things that they want to, display on there. I just don't know what they are. Maybe stuff that comes with other Fortnite figures. I don't know. So if anybody has any ideas, again, you can, let me know in the comments because I'd be interested in knowing. So yeah, there we go. This handlebar, like I was thinking it would be somewhat posable, but it doesn't seem to want to move. It seems pretty stuck in there. And looking at it, yeah, you can see that there's little tabs. If I can get the angle right, there's little tabs that are holding this in a rigid position. So this is just supposed to hang back like that, I guess. So I think I have the wings facing the wrong way. So yeah, we'll go ahead and swap those around. I thought I had them facing the right way, but it turns out I don't. There we go. Now, since I already said that I was planning on using this with G.I. Joe figures, and since it's got an all-black color scheme, maybe you've already guessed, I was thinking about putting Snake Eyes on there. So I've got Snake Eyes handy. Let's go ahead and put him on the glider and see what he looks like when he's hanging from it. So we'll just, dang it, I get one hand on the glider and the other one pops off. These early classified hands, they're pretty rigid. They soften them up a little bit later on, but these early ones, oh, he's giving me a little bit of a hard time. Maybe I should have used one of the later Snake Eyes figures, but this was the one that I had handy, so this is the one I decided to use. So yeah, there he is hanging from the glider. It's not a very dynamic pose, though, is it? So let's see if maybe we can get him to look a little more action-oriented. All we got to do is kind of kick one leg back, I think, and tilt the abdomen forward. And there we go. There's a nice action pose as he, drops down onto the scene. You can almost imagine in the silent issue when Snake Eyes infiltrates the Silent Castle in his rescue mission to save Scarlet, who's been captured, and of course she winds up escaping anyway. So he probably didn't need to bother. But it's still a cool comic. But you can imagine him using something like this maybe instead of the standard parachute he actually used back then. If they did an adaptation of it and they wanted to do something a little more modern than just a regular parachute or something a little more fantastic than just a standard parachute, I think this might be something that they could use for that, and that would be pretty cool. And you can display them on the stand. See, maybe for some reason the mic was muted. I guess that happened when I was moving the phone around. So sorry about that. But yeah, you can see that he displays on there pretty well. So Wild Bill apparently is along for this mission. in the silent issue, I think he was the one who was actually flying the C-10 that dropped Snake Eyes off there. In my head canon, he was anyway. He was always flying that plane in the comic, so it makes sense that he would be flying it for that mission. Plus, him and Snake Eyes have known each other since Vietnam, so it makes sense that Snake Eyes would entrust him to go on a completely off the books Black Ops mission like that, wouldn't it? Yeah. So anyway, let me try to pick up some of this stuff here. And I've got a lot of crap on my couch anyway. It's already kind of cluttered over here. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that. I'll toss that box in the recycling bin in a little bit. Maybe as soon as I'm finished with this video, which I'm probably almost finished with this video. But yeah, pretty cool display piece, and I like how it worked out. So I might wind up buying some more of these. Like I said, Ollie's, all they have left are those pink unicorn ones. But I kind of figure I could repaint them into like some kind of off-white Cobra color scheme. You know how like so many of those early Cobra vehicles and equipment, they were that kind of off-white sort of color, like the claw and the snake armor. That was that kind of off-white color. So if I could paint it like to look like one of those, it would be a pretty cool claw. I might have called the claw the fang earlier. I don't remember. I always get those two confused as far as like the names go. But the fang's the copter and the claw is the glider or drone or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, like I said, I got this at oh, it's got little foot pegs on the stand too, so you can have characters like standing there. So like oh, let's say I got this Cobra Trooper here handy. What if we put the Cobra Trooper on there as if Snake Eyes knocked him over? That could look pretty cool. He's not gonna stand like that though, because it's too much weight. We tilt him around tilt his other leg around this way. Ah! Yeah. Snake Eyes just kneed him in the face. He actually knocked him off the stand. Yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, pretty cool little toy. It was definitely worth the $4 that I paid for it. So probably coming up soon, I'll go ahead and open up this other one and we'll have a look at it. It's not the same exact style of glider. I can tell just by looking at the box that this is more like how I think the unicorn one I was talking about looks. So I'll probably try to get one of those from Ollie's soon, if indeed they still have some. If yeah, maybe like in the next couple of weeks I'll swing by Ollie's and see if they have one. But that's pretty much it for this episode. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe and all the fun YouTube stuff down below. Let me know what you think about this glider. Would you incorporate this into your G.I. Joe universe? I think it fits in pretty well. We will talk to you next time. Bye. Would you